No sound.
Okay.
Okay, I can now, yeah. Okay.
Because I have a
Okay.
bunch of gadgets ahead of me, and it's always like it sort of shape shifts. But anyway, Brother Neil Frazier back again, and I love the title. I had to shorten it just a little bit because the titles are always under 100 characters, so it's a bit long. But yeah. But you get the gist of it, and you've been very successful. The feedback that I get from these Monday evening shows, which is not the evening for you, it's around 12 noon on the West Coast. It doesn't matter. Wherever truth rolls out, we vibe with it, no matter what the time. So, you know, as you can see, well, you can't see here, it's dark, it's black outside, right? And it's what time is it now? It's this is covered up. It's 7:01. So it's 12:01 by you. So this is a global show from one side of the planet to the other, you know? And
Absolutely.
again, I'm just so happy to be able to absorb the knowledge that you share. And I want to jump into it. And I set up another show for 2 hours from now. I hope it doesn't squeeze. I can always push it back, but just flow with what you have. And let's just continue on like we always have. Welcome.
Okay, great. Welcome. Thank you, Brother Lance. Always good to see you, and look forward to Mondays. Want to say hello to everyone in the chat room. And today's topic is very important. The video, well, I'll give you the reason why I kind of honed in on this particular subject. You know, over the years, I looked at a few things and observed a few of the behavior of our Asian brothers and sisters. But a friend of mine sent me a video about a couple of weeks ago, and you can tell by the way that the title I originally sent you, how it affected me emotionally at first.
Yes.
And you know, we all go through this. I only go through this with people I really know. So, you know, it's a process where, okay, this is the response that the people who structure these things want. And, you know, as a higher consciousness being, then I have to look at this from a 360-degree angle. But I was very angry because on that videotape, okay, they showed some black athletes that was playing basketball in China. And, you know, the Chinese kids, I don't know if they were kids or young adults or what they were, their backs were kind of turned, but they were openly saying the N-word. I mean, just with such visceral that it kind of stuck me the wrong way. And I was thinking to myself, wow, are they really saying that? So I turned the video up, and you could plainly hear them saying the N-word. And a couple of black guys, they looked kind of stunned at first. Now, I do realize this was in China, but it doesn't change the fact that the Chinese people, even though, or I should say the Asian people, even though they like to project this independent spirit, okay, have a lot to thank black folks for. In fact, they should have a picture of a statue of a black Sambo in every Chinatown that they have, everywhere. Okay, because without black people, and we're going to go over the history of this, they would never have received the type of success, generational wealth that they are able to pass down to their children. In fact, I really doubt whether or not they would have survived economically here. Um, but as always, we're going to look at the hidden hand of the oppressor and how they were used in a pawn game to actually keep the black community in check at at our expense. Um, but just to finish up with the video, the way that they were saying it and the emotion with what they were saying it, the young black guy, you could tell he was stunned. He didn't expect to hear that. I'm sure they probably mentioned it to him. This could possibly happen when you play here, but he really looked stunned. And
Right.
I just thought to myself, now here's a young man trying to better himself in life, has a skill going to China. The NBA and basketball has become a global sport. It allowed Chinese, it brought revenue in for the Chinese government and Chinese citizens. It also gave them a opportunity for players like Yao Ming, Jeremy Lin, who played for the Knicks. Well, of course, my brother was assistant coach with the Knicks. So I always have an affinity with them. I keep up with a lot of the players with them. And so when he was there, he relied heavily, okay, on the black players to school him on the culture of the NBA. And I thought about how where does this mindset towards black people, who is the economic survival impetus for all people coming to this country, where does this mindset towards us originate? And so I thought about how I looked back and I looked at how the government used two laws in particular to establish this economic oppression, to continue, I should say, this economic oppression with the people that immigrated here from Asia. So that includes Koreans, Filipinos, Chinese, the whole spectrum. Um, but the one thing that you can be sure of, okay, so let's talk about these two laws that actually establish them in our communities. Um, and there was a Korean lady that years ago admitted this on video, that the only way that they could get funding for any type of business is if they agreed with the bank to establish that business in the black community. So we already know this. Several people of Asian descent has verified this. So we know that this same game played by white supremacists, that are, at the highest levels of not just our government, but our corporations, our banks, all of them, they use the same playbook. So the first law was in 1964, the Civil Rights Act. And of course, anytime black people get any move forward just an inch, if you want to call that moving forward, then there is an attack, a direct attack to stop our progress. Even though you have all the resources, you're still afraid of black people having any access to any type of capital that will help us move forward. The other act that was very important, and it came as a result of the Civil Rights Act. This is where this hidden hand plot. because we don't know exactly who the individuals are because they hide behind these wicked institutions. But we know that through between 1965 and 1970, Asian immigration quadrupled. Okay, and the reason for this, wa- again, was, as I said before, was to stop any progress that the Civil Rights Act gave black people. So, what happened? The name of the title is 60 Years, Asians Americans versus Black Americans, 60 years of economic support, yet you have no love for our people. So let's look at the record. We know that the banks were the ones primarily, the same playbook that the oppressor uses against our people, whether it be East Indians, Arabs, or in this case, Asian Americans. They give them the financing that they need to set up in our communities to drain all of the resources and finances from our communities and then to take the money back to their communities. So let's look at the record. First of all, you would have never survived in America if it wasn't for black folks. And however, we are the only ones that don't use quid pro quo or something for something. We are the only culture that allows people to take billions of dollars from us, and yet they have no financial obligation to help the community. So let's look at who they help or what they do. It's been documented, okay, that they support financially white supremacist organizations. Okay, this is documented. The other thing that they do is they don't support any black organizations, okay, that help to solve black economic or social issues. Okay, so we know that they have this behavior towards us where they feel that they are entitled to take our money, but yet they can turn a deaf ear to any of the causes in which black people have fought, bled, and died for. And this is a direct slap in the face, okay, because black people continue to support their businesses. We know what they are: nail business, the hair business, the restaurant business, and also in the distribution business. And one of the things that they did, which is directly from the white supremacist playbook when it comes to economic oppression of our people, is they have four central distributions for these type of products in the United States. And three of them are owned by Asian manufacturers. The point is, none of them are owned by black manufacturers because what they did was, after getting decades of support from black people, then again, they use the same playbook by the oppressor, where they blocked our people from having any access to direct distribution. Uh, we hear black entrepreneurs or business owners that are in those industries that are on record saying that they are blocked from getting certain supplies that they have to go to them to get, and that they block they block our women who are owners in those particular fields, particularly the beauty supply field, and that they deliberately block them rather than
Yep.
partnering with black owners, which is a small minority. Okay, and so let's look at the statistics. Out of the 1.8 trillion dollars that black people spend, almost a third of those dollars are go towards Asian owned businesses. Okay, this is a fact. So when you talk about the type of individuals, okay, it looks like, okay, that not look like, this has been the fact that you have been blood sucking from our communities. Okay, and what blood such sucking means is that you are sucking the life out of something, okay, without putting anything back into it. Okay, these are facts. We know by the record, okay, that you do not show any love towards the black community. As I mentioned earlier, you have generational wealth that your people, your children, okay, directly benefit from, just like the children of the plantation owners who are benefiting from the blood, sweat, tears, pain, and death of our ancestors. So this is a question that we must ask now. And I ask this question to black people first. Why is it that we continue to support and give our money to people who openly and unapologetically, okay, hate us? They show that they hate us. They show in their behavior that they don't have to do anything for the black community in order to get our dollars. Now, and so I sat back and I thought about this for a minute. And, I had to admit something to myself that half of the issues surrounding this particular subject has to do, again, with black folks. We can't run away from this obligation that we have to secure our own dollars, okay, to get something for something, and that we don't just blindly, like we do in politics, support people who show no absolute love to our community in any form, okay, but show the direct opposite. When you look at issues involving black people in education, where they were against affirmative action. Now, let's deal with this issue about affirmative action. Why is affirmative action necessary? It's necessary because without it, the discrimination in higher education would have continued. Our people would have been blocked out of the mainstream, which the majority of us still are. But the cold facts are, without affirmative action, that black people would never have had access and their children to higher education. Now, you know this. And let's talk about intelligence, okay? First of all, we have this lie about intelligence surrounding uh, the Asian community. Now, granted, they do have the ability, okay, to remember and regurgitate the standardized test items that come from the white culture. That is because they live in that culture, they identify from that culture, they benefit from that culture, and as long as they are anti black, they will always benefit from that culture. But if I was to give you the black intelligence test for children, I guarantee you every last one of you would fail. So this is not about, whether or not black people are smart enough to go to get accepted into white institutions. It's that black people have a whole lot more to deal with than just remembering and regurgitating the information that they learned from the white culture. And I give you that. You do that extremely well. Our children have a whole lot more to be concerned with just basic survival day to day than to take 10 to 12 hours a day or a week, I'm sorry, to study stuff. That is not real learning, by the way. Okay. So let's put that to rest. Um, so let's go back into who you are. Okay. How you became who you are. So in the Museum of Natural History, or the Smithsonian Museum, and there are 6 things that have to be in place in order for any type of evidence to be put in the Museum of Natural History and in the Smithsonian Museum. You have to have archaeological evidence. You have to have anthropological evidence. You have to have metallurgical evidence. You have to have botanical evidence. You have to have linguistic evidence. And you have to have archaeological evidence. Within one of the major exhibits in the Museum of Natural History, okay, David Koch, yes, one of the major Republican financiers, and sometimes we get tripped up with politics. But this is a person that has always spent money for, information to come out to the public. PBS, okay, and Frontline and Nova. But he spent $15 million, okay, to bring out a exhibit, okay, that is named "The History of the Origin of Mankind." And these were the 3 points that were made, or the 3 evidential knowledge that they have to prove this point. 100,000 years ago, the Africans from East Africa, mainly Kenya, Ethiopia, Uganda, in that area, 100,000 years ago, migrated, were the only black people on this planet. Okay. And those 6 areas that I named is where the evidence of this exists. So you don't put something in the Smithsonian without having evidence in all 6 of these major areas. Okay. 60,000 years ago, these same black people left Africa and migrated and began the civilization in East India. I'm sorry, in East Asia. Okay. As I said, they have this evidence in the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. So you can debate this all you want. So this is where your origins are from. You came from black folks. When you look at the Medu Neter, much of ancient Chinese language, okay, directly reflects the concepts from the Medu Neter. This is a proven known fact. In fact, the word, I was surprised at how ignorant the people in China is or are. Okay, because you don't know your own history about the Nagas. and you're using a white supremacist word called nigger when you have no that's the first thing, is that you're ignorant. That's the first thing I saw. And then 40,000 years ago, uh, our people left Africa and populated Western Asia, which is incorrectly called Europe. Okay, so regardless to where you get this supremacist attitude from, okay, you're a Johnny come lately. Okay, all of your cultural, we know this from your cultural motifs, that it can be directly linked to ancient African Kemetic culture. Okay, these are facts that have already been established. So what makes you think that you can come and spit in the face of black people who you have raised generations of your people, okay, off of the kindness and the support of the black community? And why is it? And so this is where I have a problem with Asian Americans in regards to what was said by these Chinese people against black players who were playing in China. Why is it that Asian Americans are not speaking out against this? Why is that? Because certainly, I'm sure that if you haven't seen a video like this, you know that this type of behavior exists. I've heard many of people talk about how black people are treated in China. Okay. What makes you think because you have amassed this generational wealth from black people, do you think that that gives you the right to now spit in our face because you think that you have some type of entitlement because white people gave you money from banks that refuse, okay, to finance any black businesses in their own communities? So if you are as intelligent as you think you are, then you would know that and this is the reason why I say that there has to be an element of godlessness. Because what do we call intelligent people? We call them the smartest people on the planet, supposedly. But to me, they're the dumbest because they operate off of artificial things. And then you are going against the creator's divine laws, against other created beings, because you are vibrating at a 90-degree angle with the people who have given you this evil advantage over black people. But you think that this makes you better. You think that this makes you better. This does not make you better. In fact, you are contributing, okay, directly to the oppression of the original people of the planet. Now, you also play this colorism game, all right, where you think because people use this playbook, it's just like when I see some of these East Indian people, they're blacker than me. Well, what makes them think? The only thing that makes them think that they are better than black people is the economic advantage they gain, okay, from being coons to white supremacists. That's what it is in a nutshell. Okay. So going back to Asian Americans. Why are you with all of the things again? I repeat that black people have done to help Asian Americans survive in America because they could not go to white communities and set up businesses for their particular culture, okay, to survive. We have 60 years of documented economic support from the black community to Korean, Filipinos, and Chinese people. Okay. So, what in the hell makes you think that you can turn your back on black people? You don't support any of the things in our community. You know the fight that we have against white supremacy in all areas of human activity. So there is a deliberate choice to spit in the faces of black people. This is a deliberate choice. We're not at and the other thing, while we're still on the record, you you don't socialize with black people. Okay. So your behavior speaks volumes. Not only do you not socialize with black people, you never spend any money with black businesses to help black businesses continue or thrive or continue to grow. So let's stop playing these games, um, and let's take the gloves off because we're no longer going to allow people to treat us like shit. Now, this is 2023. If you can allow people from your culture to call black people niggers and you're comfortable with that, then something is wrong with you. And that's why I'm calling you out today, because this is ridiculous. No, you're not going to be on video calling us niggers. We're not going to go for that. Because when you look at the historical significance of that word, and again, this shows the ignorance that exists in your culture. Because if you knew the history of the Naga and Nagaland, your kids wouldn't even be saying this. So you can walk around here because your skin is bleached and act as if you have a higher consciousness than us, but you're living a lie. You're living a lie that the white supremacists have made you believe is true. So you can walk around here, okay, don't support any of the black businesses in our communities. You try to block our sisters, okay, that are in the hair business. You block them from the nail business. We know this already. I've done the research on this. And then you turn around and smile in our faces, but behind closed doors, you working with these people, okay, to suppress our people economically, and we're not going for it anymore. And I say to black people, you have to stop this crap, okay? You have to stop this crap. You have to stop supporting people who openly hate you and spit in your face. Okay, there's no quid pro quo. We're the only ones that don't demand something from people who take everything out of our community and build their communities. And not only that, they don't even try to partner with you. But yet our kids now eat more Chinese food than anything else. Okay, and see, this is what justifies to these people that they can get away with this type of behavior towards our people. But we say no. This is the end of that. Okay. Every Asian American person should be clapping back at that video and these people calling our young brothers, going over there to entertain them niggers in front of the world. And if you don't, then you are sending a message to us that you don't give a damn about us. And so that's fine. If you don't want to be our friends, take your little nail shops, take your hair products, take your beauty supplies stores, okay, and hit the road, Jack. And take your restaurants and hit the road, Jack. Black people will find a way if they have to set up barbecue pits. Okay, we've always survived. But now you have raped our communities. And you are showing to the world that you don't give a damn about us. That day is over with. That day is over with. And if you can continue to teach your young people to disrespect our people, okay, then we no longer are going to support. We are going to picket. Okay, if I have to do it my damn self, we are going to picket your businesses in our communities. There should be no less than 100 videos of Asian Americans condemning this action by these people towards our young brothers in China. Okay. And not only that, forget the video. Okay. If you're not going to partner and spend money in the black community, then we don't want you in our communities anymore. And I don't care who don't like it. That day is over with. Shitting over black people. No. You get this from the white supremacists. Okay? Who you, okay, behind closed doors are plotting, okay, against our people. We know this. So let's quit this bull crap where you're smiling in our face, okay, and you're taking all our money and running up out of our communities, okay, just like these oppressors have done, okay, for hundreds of years. No. No, we're not. Okay. And this is not LANCESCURV saying it, so don't bombard his station with it. Okay, this is Neil Frazier saying it. If you want to contact me, that's fine, but you're not going to put this on Lance to try to shut him down. I know how you think. Okay. I know that you use all of your white supremacist cards while you support their organizations to try to oppress our people. Okay, so if you hate us, come out and say that. What does that say about you as a human being? I could not take somebody's money and hate them. And no matter what you see on television or any of the propaganda that you see, black folks do not do this to other people. They do it to each other, okay? But they do not do this to other cultures, okay? So moving forward, we have some demands, quid pro quo. We have some demands, okay, that if you are a business, Asian business, Indian business, or East Indian business, or Arab business in our community, then you have to find 2 or 3 organizations that you are donating to that deal specifically with black. And we ain't talking about no politics. We ain't talking about giving no money to none of these politicians who don't do nothing for our communities. We ain't talking about that. We talking about direct support to organizations, not churches, okay, because they are in the pocket of the white supremacists as well. No, we're not talking about giving tithes to churches. We're talking about you finding 2 to 3 black organizations that you are taking billions of dollars from our communities every year and donate to them. Okay, that's what we're saying. Now, I know that you are probably saying that this is just smoke. Trust and believe this is not smoke because we're not going to let up on this. We have had 60 years of this. Okay. I've done the research. I know how much money you've gotten from black folks. Okay. So you can keep identifying with white culture all you want, but you're not going to pimp our community anymore. Okay. You're not going to do this anymore. Now, I want to make this statement that just like any other culture, okay, I'm not going to paint a broad brush of all Asian people. But your behavior speaks volumes, okay, about the fact that you're not willing to stand up for black causes. I don't care. It's easy for you to get a placard and go out here when they put a knee on George Floyd's neck, okay, when you got hundreds of thousands of people protesting. No. We're talking about just like you support white supremacist organizations, which we know that's documented, you need to come out and say that we are supporting black organizations. Okay? And we don't need no rhetoric about Black Lives Matter. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? Because we know how that game is played. Just like with all of the civil rights organizations that really never belonged to black folks. Okay. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about you making a commitment to black organizations in our communities that are directly impacting the black community. And if you're not willing to do that, then you need to go on record saying you're not willing to do that so our people won't be bamboozled anymore with you smiling in our faces, okay, and taking all our damn money, and then allowing these ignorant people to call us niggas, okay, on global television. No, no. Now, here's the other thing too, okay. We know, as I said earlier, that you are deliberately, okay, suppressing the distribution channels for black businesses in that industry. So if you're going to be against us, then come out and say it. Have you ever seen two boxers go in a ring and then pretend? Well, yeah, we've seen that with wrestling, but I'm talking about boxing. Okay, they trying to knock each other heads off. They might hug after the fight. Okay, well, you know that, brother. They might hug after the fight, and it's all peaches and
Exactly.
cream. Okay, but here you are out front, gut punching, uppercutting us, punching us to the head, got us dizzy, then taking all our money and say, "I told you, nigga." That's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but no, we're not going for this anymore. And I'm saying to black folks, what is wrong with you? These people are openly, unapologetically saying that they do not side with black causes. And how are they saying it? Okay, because you think people have okay, 70% of communication is nonverbal. So what make you think that because in the English, the way that we are socialized, I can deceive you in 100 different ways. I can make you think that I'm your friend when really I'm your enemy. That's the type of society we live in. And this is what you have done. You live among, well, you don't, well, now you do because you don't have a choice, okay? Because now the very people that set you up to defraud the black community is now giving you your nigga card. That's why you're in, that's why I see in San Francisco these long lines at the fruit market all the way around the corner. That's why.
Like,
So now that the tables are turned, okay, now you see how we feel. Okay. So there's no, I didn't come on here. I don't have no hate in my heart towards anybody. You have a right, a creator given right to do and provide for your family and your loved ones and those that look like you. Even though black folks don't understand this, you have that right. But now you survive off of our community. You need to get that in your head. You survive like a blood sucking leech, but yet you show no love to our community at all. You show no love. So we're no longer gonna be like some orphan child. And I don't know why black folks always act this way. That we have to seek love from everybody who's kicking us in the teeth. Where does this come from? And why is it that we continue to give these people a pass when we know that they are openly working with white supremacists to continue to economically suppress our community? Why is that? I'm just as baffled at this as anything else. Okay, but to go a little deeper with this, let me take my coat off, brother, because I'm getting ready to go in on this a little deeper. Because people act like they don't want to deal with this stuff that Asian Americans and Chinese people in particular have been skewing towards our people. We're still smiling in their face too. But I'm telling you today, I'm not smiling. Okay, I'm not smiling. As a black man, I'm not happy. Okay, I'm not happy at all, and none of our people should be happy. Okay, and what Asian American people need to do is they need to decide what their relationship is going to be towards the black community. Okay, now you don't spend any money in our communities. Again, I want to make this very clear. You partner with the people who have destroyed our community, who have taken all our resources. And so you want to play this game like you're in the middle. No, you're not in the middle. That's not how America works. Okay, you're either on one side or the other. Okay, and so we know that we are at war with people, which is baffling because everything they have they got from us. Whether they stole it or not. Uh, One of the things the people that I wanted to highlight today was Dr. Claude Anderson. Okay, um, back in the early '90s, Dr. Anderson told us that this was going to happen. He told us what the immigration process was. We know that when people come to this country, the United States shows them these lies about black people. We know the videos, okay, that they show you and tell you all these lies about the black community, which is false, which is not true. You're talking about less than 10% of our people. Most black people are hardworking. Most of our kids want to do and be something. But because they put 10% I'm sorry. Because they put this 10%, okay, up before you, then you're going to use this as an excuse. I thought I cut that off. Okay, to do what you do. No, that's not the case. Okay, so yeah, and so what Dr. Claude Anderson told us is definitely true. It's like a prophecy. Well, it is a prophecy. Okay, because this prophecy was not only told by Dr. Claude Anderson, it was also told by our musical prophets. This is why they had to cut this off. People like Marvin Gaye, people like Gil Scott Heron. The revolution will not be televised. I know what he means by that now. And decades ago, our lyrical geniuses warned us about this. Okay, so we know, and this is why. Okay, again, black folks have to take at least 50% of the responsibility for this, because we have had ample warnings from all of our. You look at Malcolm X. You look at the minister. You look at Elijah Muhammad. You look at Marcus Garvey. You look at Dr. Ben. You look at uh, Dr. What's his name? The economic one of our economic scholars who did the work on European world domination, Dr. Arthur Lewis. All of these people, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, there is no excuse for black people. We just won't listen. And so this is what allows these people, okay, to come in and have this attitude towards us. One of the things that Dr. Anderson taught us is that we're in a monopoly game. Okay, everybody else has $8,000 to $10,000, and we have $500. And when you land on somebody else's property, if you can't pay for it, you go directly to jail. And this is a great analogy of the situation that black people are in. Okay, so we know that the deck has always been stacked against us. They can use any kind of, they can say, oh, they're using the victim or the racist. Yeah, we're using it because it's truth. That's why. And anybody that can see this. A damn alien can come here and see this. Okay. So I wanted to go back to something I was mentioning earlier about this colorism game that these immigrants play. Now, even the ones that's blacker than me, I want to tell you something. Okay. If you have melanin in your body, okay, then whether you know this or not, you can hide from the sun all you want. Okay. You're going to find out.
Okay, we blacked that a little bit. Okay, we're
That's
back.
okay. I got a couple people calling. I'm using my phone.
No problem, brother. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I know you got another show, brother. I don't want to take up too much time. I just really
Oh,
wanted to
We
bring
have
this
well over.
point.
No, we have well over an hour.
Okay.
And I told
Okay.
her if we go over that time, we'll just by the click of a button push it back a little bit. It's no problem. You have free reign. If you want to go 4 hours, 5 hours, it's good. I arrange it that way.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not boxing you in. I would never know. You're the premier thing going on here on a Monday night. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So take your time.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Okay. So
Let me explain one more thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had Beatrice Noel scheduled right after you, and then positively
Okay.
Angela after her, and she comes on at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and
Okay.
Beatrice was going to come on at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but
Okay.
positively Angela had to cancel for tonight, so now we're not boxed in.
Oh.
So if I have to
Oh,
push Beatrice back a little bit, she doesn't like to go right on that time. So we got more time. Flow, I'll be over
okay,
here clicking buttons, making adjustments, and making announcements and stuff. So we do have the time. So it's not like you're boxed in.
okay, okay, cool. That's good to know. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about in regards to this game that they play, this colorism game that a lot of people that come to America play, is that you have to make a conscious effort. See, I mean choice. See, this is the whole thing. And this is why they play this game, okay? And when I say they, I'm talking about the Europeans in this country. Why they play this game is because they know that these people that come here don't know what we know. This is why you're preferred over us, because they know that we know the history of lies, the history of broken treaties, the history of how our people have been treated and continue to be treated. So this is why you're embraced, but you're only embraced, okay, on the scale of 1 to 10, based on your willingness, okay, to degrade the black community and to help with the economic oppression of the black community. Okay, so let's deal with this. Let's talk about what is it that gives people that come to this country the idea that they can come in our communities, okay, and set up shop, depend economically on their survival on black people, and then treat us the way. Where does this attitude comes from? It comes from the way that black people have always been projected in this society. Okay, this is where this attitude comes from. And so this is why it's incumbent upon black people, okay, to stand up and say that, okay, if you don't have any love for me, now where does this come from? Let's examine this particular ideology right here. Where does this come from, and why are black people so readily able and willing to accept this? It comes from the manipulation of the scriptures, just like everything else, and the total deception of our people. Turn the other cheek. Love your neighbor as yourself. Do you see other people doing that? I don't see no other culture turning the other cheek. One of the things that I saw that really it kind of like was a gut punch to me is when that brother was killed by this female officer in Texas, and his brother embraced her in court. Now, again, I'm not talking about hate. I'm talking about you not responding to unrighteousness perpetrated against our people. This is a divine law. Okay. Nowhere do you see anyone giving love, but yet our people can show love towards people who openly show hate towards us. This is some type of mental illness. It has to be. Okay. But going back to this ideology, okay, this ideology is fueled by the fact that they can get away with it. That we have no you give something for our dollar mentality, or no quid pro quo mentality. We don't have that. Where you can't go to other people, get something from them, and they not expect something in return. Only black folks do this. So we have to examine what it is that makes us to continue to do this. What is it? And it is the manipulation and deception of what you call the scriptures that have us thinking this way. But the dangerous part of thinking this way, okay, is that you now continue to teach our children this. So not only are they passing down generational wealth to their children and teaching them that it's okay to have this attitude towards black people, okay, and still get their money or get their support. This is what your behavior, they may not be saying it out of their mouth, but this is what their behavior is saying to you. And this is what your behavior is saying to them to justify this behavior.
Yeah.
So I call on today if you're in a black community and you are a organizational leader in the black community, and there is some type of Korean or Asian business in your community, that you go to the owner of that community and explain to them that they have a direct responsibility, okay, to that community to provide some type of partnership or economic support. Because again, now the average business, Asian business in our community is making 6 figures to 7 figures out of our community every year. Okay, so there is no what's the word I'm looking for? There is no reason. Reason is a good word to use. There is no reason why you should still have this same attitude towards black people, except that you believe somehow that you can continue to get away with this. And this is why I'm speaking out against this today. Maybe we'll create some kind of dialogue about this, and maybe you'll understand and comprehend, okay, that black folks are in a economic war of survival. Okay, so we can't have people in our community that's fighting against our community, that's in our community taking our money. We can no longer afford this. Okay, because black communities, the ones that are left, or wherever there are black people in neighborhoods where you have your business or your businesses, can no longer afford to support you, okay, and then get this visceral treatment from you and not get any fun. So my point is, if you want to continue to show no love towards our people, okay, then we are demanding that you support the businesses or the organizations in the black community that directly affect the health and welfare of our people. That is what we're saying. Because I don't see this same type of attitude towards other people. Okay, like I said earlier, we know that you support other organizations from other cultures that are directly opposed to black people and that are oppressing black people economically and in every other way. We know this already from the statistics. So the veil is off now. The cover is off. Okay, this is no longer a disputable fact. Okay. So now that we know this, okay, we're not looking for any sympathy from you, because they always make it seem like when we demand our rights that we're looking for some type of sympathy or handout. No, that's not what we're looking for. Okay, we're looking for the same acknowledgement that you give to other people in terms of just human rights. Forget civil rights have never done anything for the black community. We're talking about human rights. So look at the activity against our brothers and sisters in the motherland. It's the same type of oppressive colonization of our people, the same attitude. So you go to the motherland, you use these same communistic manifesto tactics against the people in the motherland, where now you're deceiving them, giving them crumbs, taking control of their resources, and now using the same white supremacist playbook of economic oppression. So this is a behavior that's consistent with this particular culture directly against our people. So you can get upset with me all you want, okay? But this is the truth about what is happening, okay? So again, we see this playbook being used in Africa, okay? And we need to stand up against you in Africa and say, you're not going to do the same thing that you have done here, okay? And go and do that to our people there. Because as long as this mentality exists, then the same things are going to continue to happen. So why is it that even let's look at the Communist Manifesto that's being used? You can say whatever you want, okay? When you use that capitalistic lord servant system that is used here in America, and you establish that, then we know that you are trying to tear down and economically depress our community. We know this because this is how this system is designed. Okay, so if you look at the history of the plight of black people and what we have fought against, then you are making a direct choice to side with that system against our people. So all we're saying is, okay, if you're making a choice to do that, then don't come in our communities, and pretend like you care about black people. All you care about is getting our money. Okay, and where's the love? Where's the love? Not only that, you benefit. Let's talk about the other areas you benefit from. You benefit from the entertainment industry of black people. You have taken our culture to your culture, okay, and you have benefited from this, okay. Not only that, your children benefit from the import of our music and entertainment. You're eating off of this. So you have a lot. That's why I said there should be a black statue in every Chinatown. Okay, because you have built your wealth off of black people, whether it's in Africa or the United States. Okay, this is a fact. Okay, but you are cutting off distribution routes. Okay, you're cutting off distribution routes for our people. You are doing these actions against our people, but yet you have the nerve to be set up in our communities when we know that you are openly showing hate towards our people whenever you get a chance on television, on TikTok, on wherever you go. Uh-uh. You can get mad at me all you want. No, no, no. This is not going to continue. We're going to start speaking out against this. So if you want to be a white supremacist, be a white supremacist. Set up in their neighborhoods and see if you get millions of and billions of dollars from them, like you have gotten for decades from the black community, 60 years, matter of fact. See if you get that. Okay. So what we want you to do, and this is for these East Indian folks that's black as me, or twice as black as me, that got a stick stuck up their ass, that think, I don't know why, what make them think that they're better than black folks. Okay.
Mhm.
The same thing with these Arab people. Now, I will say the attitude of the Arab people is a little different in our communities. Okay. They rock with the people. Okay. They live in the community. Okay. And so in some ways, I see black people working in their stores. I saw a guy the other day bringing something in a truck. He may have been working for another corporation, but at least black people are able to contract with the Arab stores. I've personally seen this, not just in San Francisco, but in Oakland. Okay, but it is the Asian and the East Indian culture that, for whatever reason, think they're better than black folks. That you can come and spit in our face and support these white supremacists that have continuously destroyed our community economically and every other way. No, no, no. We're not going for this no more. So let's look at how you are maneuvering in our communities, because I've watched this for a long time. Okay, I've watched this for an extremely long time. In fact, I've talked to some people that have said to me that there are no black distributors connected to Asian businesses. Zero. Nada. Okay. So that's gonna change. If you're not gonna do business with us, then you're not gonna take our dollars out of our communities. You can shut your business down, as far as I'm concerned, because all you're doing is raping and pimping our people, just like the same people that you are aligned with. That's all you're doing. Okay. You're not, matter of fact, you're doing more than that. As I said, you're doing much more than that. You're actively blocking black people from being distributors in their own communities for our beauty supply. I had a sister that I talked to a couple of weeks ago. She said, I said, is it true that your inventory, that you can't get certain? She said, yeah, come inside and look. A lot of the inventory, a lot of the shelves are empty. So this is the game that they play. So let's take the gloves off. Let's step into the ring. Why are you throwing punches at black folks and then hiding? When we know that you are stopping our sisters who are your biggest supporters in that industry. We know that you are doing this. Okay. Why are you pretending, okay, that you like black folks? I like to get an answer for that. And I'm sure when this is shown that I'm going to get some clapback. And you can get angry all you want. But here's the issue. Okay. Black people are no longer going to just idly stand by and let people do this to us anymore. That day is over with. And we don't need your friendship. That's why there are dogs running around. And like Dr. John Henry Clark told us, we have no friends. We have no friends. And the sooner black folks get this in their thick skulls, okay, the better off we will be. Okay. Now, the other thing that you're doing, okay, is that you are not only are you stopping the distribution, but you also are trying to affect the manufacturing aspect of black folks getting contracts with manufacturers in that industry. We know this too. So why are you doing all this devilish behavior against black people who have been your biggest supporters? Again, I say for 60 years. Why are you doing this? Why are you playing the role of the devil against our people when you should be on your knees, okay, in front of black people? Because you would not have survived in America without us. You never would have survived in America. I would like somebody of Asian descent, if they are in the chat room or wherever they are, to come on and answer this question face to face. Why are you deliberately fighting against our people like this system has done for all these centuries when black folks are your biggest supporters that have afforded you and your people and your culture and your children the lifestyle that you have today? See, this is the same thing, the same tactics that the oppressor has done against us. This is the same tactic, the same rule book, playbook. So you need to explain to black people why you have this attitude. And if you can't, you need to get the hell up out of our communities. Okay. I remember when black people used to put their own nails on. The women that we grew up with. Now they might have to buy the nails, but they wasn't sitting in your shop paying you $25 to do it, or $50, whatever the cost. It wasn't, but they was wearing wigs that look just as good as any of this fake hair that you sell them, and you put a monopoly on. But you work with everybody else. You even work with these East Indians, okay, who have shown their scumbag behavior towards black people. Yeah, I said it.
Preach.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, brother. These people, no, no, no. You're not gonna do this any longer. You know how it is. How you used to cut on the light and all the roaches scatter. Uh-uh. Now we're gonna keep the lights on. Okay, you're gonna keep the lights on. We're gonna kill the roaches. If we have to get a whole bunch of raid or whatever we need to get, or put a bomb out or whatever. And I ain't talking about no bomb that hurt nobody. I'm talking about the bombs they use, the smoke bombs, to kill insects and roaches primarily. We're going to start using these tactics because our people are the ones that suffer directly from this. And you have the nerve to block our businesses from trying to do business, from all that black folks have done for you for all these decades, and you have the nerve to try to cut us off and act like you white people? No, 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 no. This is not happening anymore. You're not gonna hide anymore, okay? And so all we're saying is just be a man about it or be a woman about it. It ain't gonna be no love lost. But black folks can no longer have people up in our places smiling in our face, okay, pretending that you got love for us when we know by your actions that you don't have no love for us. We don't need your friendship like that. Black folks have survived in this country long before you got here and will survive long after you're gone, okay, out of our communities. And then we want to say to these evil bankers, And these evil people who continue to destroy or try to destroy our community by putting these people in our communities that have no love for us. We're going to boycott you too. Okay. We don't, matter of fact, we don't want any more businesses set up in our community that's not ran by our people. If you don't want to give our people the financing that we need, okay, to set up our own businesses, then damn it, we'll find another way to do it. But we do not want these haters in our communities anymore, taking billions of dollars out of our community and then calling black people's niggas on global television. No, 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 no. So if you can't put, if you can't come out and directly speak towards this, then we're gonna do it, and we're gonna continue to do it. Okay, because now here's the other thing that's being planned, and we know this as well, that this fiat money is not going to have any value soon. Now, one thing that other cultures have done, and the Asian people in particular, that they have done, is they've gotten hard assets. Okay, they're going to be our new landlords. They're going to be the new, well, not new, they are. Because contrary to what most black people don't know, is that they own a large percentage of the real estate in America. And that's simply because of the tremendous amount of bonds that our government is beholden to them for. And this is land that was stolen and taken from black folks. So you need to study your history. Okay, and so the point I was trying to make, or the point I was getting to is that the reason why black folks have to start using quid pro quo is because they are lining up with these people, okay, to when the shit hits the fan, they're going to take everything and run anyway, like they're doing now. A lot of them are leaving the country. A lot of us, I hear all the time that a lot of white people are leaving the United States. A lot of them. Okay, so we know that since Asian Americans are in partnership with this system against us, then we know that they are our open enemy. There's no other way to put this or say this. And if you're not our open enemy, then show it, then prove it. Put some money into the black communities where you are taking all of these monies out of. We're no longer going to go by rhetoric, okay, or saying mama san, okay, and being happy to be friends, okay. That day is over with. The black community is going to be totally destroyed economically. And all the people that are a part of this assault and attack on our community must be called out, dealt with, and we need to know what your true intentions are. Because if your true intentions, like you have shown, is to continue to degrade black people before the world, okay, like your masters have taught you, and they continue to give you a bag to do that, then we're going to clap back against you. That's what's going to happen, like we're doing today. Okay? No, no one is exempt from this. No one is immune to this. Okay, because if the plot and the plan that I've heard about, and you're a part of this, then you don't need to be in the black community anyway. Okay, because we know what you're trying to do. We know what the plan is, and this is why we're calling you out today. Tell black folks where you stand with them. Let's stop all the hypocritical bullshit. Okay, tell the black community how you really feel, so we can air this out. Okay, and then it's up to black. It's up to black folks. Are you gonna continue if when people come out and say, "Yeah, we hate you"? Okay, and the reason why I use hate, I know hate is a strong word. I use that because that is exactly the energy that is being perpetrated towards our people. That is the exact energy that's being sent towards our people. So you can say dislike or whatever word you want to kind of put milk and cream in our coffee, but I'm giving you the real black coffee. And that is that your behavior and actions towards the people that have shown nothing but love and economic support to you is disgusting, it's unacceptable, it's inhumane, and we're not going to tolerate it any longer. And I hope when this get global that some people in China hear it. Okay, because if you knew, and I'm sure you know the meaning of the word that you're using, if you know that, and you know what black people have been subject to in this country for all these centuries, then this is a direct gut punch and uppercut. So why should we stand here and let you knock us out like Mike Tyson? Why should we do that? Somebody tell me why we should continue to let people take all of this money out of our community and them not be beholden to the upward mobility of our community. See, this is the mistake that we continue to make. And we need to teach our children that anytime you give your money anywhere, then you need to get some kind of return for it. If you go and buy Chinese rice, okay, and you go and buy noodles or whatever else you buy from them, then you have a right to ask them, hey, are you supporting the black community? But you're more concerned with being friends with people. When we live in a capitalistic society, that's why we're getting snowed under. Okay. And anytime we get people that deal with this, okay, then we get twisted, like something is wrong with us. And I think I heard Ice Cube when he was talking about this. Okay, no, we're not a monolithic people. The fact of the matter is that neither one of the parties have done anything to contribute to the welfare of the black community. All I see is the support of to all other minority groups and cultures. And Dr. Anderson, in his book Black Labor, White Wealth, was very specific about this. Okay, so we're not playing these games anymore. Where excuse me, Lance. Hey, Big Poppy, I couldn't answer you. Okay, so anyway, we're not playing this game anymore, huh?
No, go ahead. I was
Oh,
coughing. For some reason, I just
oh yeah.
coughed.
Oh, okay, okay. So we're not playing this game anymore, where you are openly defying our people, okay, by your actions. And see, let's talk about this too. This thing about who's the slickest or talker and who can deceive somebody the best. This is bullshit. Okay, this is 2-year-old behavior. We don't want to hear this rhetoric that we always hear from these people who have continuously oppressed us economically. We don't want to hear that crap no more. You got to put something on the table. When you go somewhere, uh, and you're gambling or taking a risk, you got to put money on the table. Okay, so you're not putting anything on the table when it comes to the welfare, the health and welfare, the economic health and welfare of the black community. And not only that, they can be justified because they can look at the black church and say, well, look at the billions of dollars they taking. They're not doing nothing to uplift any black organizations, so we're gonna pimp you the same way. Okay. Now, it doesn't hurt any less because black churches are doing this, but at least black churches are not calling us niggas on global television. Okay. So somebody from that community need to tell us where you really stand. We can take it, but now when you do that, we'll know if we're going to continue to support you. Which and the way I feel right now is no. The other thing is, I didn't know that black folks like fried rice that much, chicken fried rice that much, because our grandmothers, now some of our mothers used to cook the same damn thing. Why didn't they become rich off of this? I don't know what it is in our thinking that makes us go against our own selves. I know what it is, but I'm just not going to go there. I'm not here to talk about black folks and their mental state today. I'm here to talk about these pretenders that are in our communities, okay, that do nothing to support the health and welfare of our communities, our children. Even if you wanted to say, well, like the AAUs, I might coach in the AAU this summer. I don't know. They need uniforms. I don't see any Asian Asian businesses donating to the AAU for black kids to be able to have. So these are the things that we're talking about. We're not talking about you being a friend with us. We don't need any more friends. We need economic partners. That's what we're looking for, economic partners. And if you're unwilling to be economic partners, then just come out and say it. We need, and the other thing is too, we need black folks to start going into these businesses. There are some Asian American businesses right here in the Bay Area that when black people go in there, they look at you like you're a damn alien. Okay, this is 2023. Okay, I don't care. You can do the segregated behavior that you've learned from your masters, but don't smile. Don't take no more money out of our communities. Then go ahead and completely segregate. Okay, we don't want pretenders anymore in our community. That has been the Achilles heel of our people. And like I said, this comes from this false doctrine that our people swear by. Okay, because people preach this into their head to turn the other cheek. Okay, and to love your neighbors as yourself. Why is it that you're the only one that's doing that? I don't see nobody else turning the other cheek. I don't see anybody else loving their neighbor as yourself, because certainly I live around them. They're in our communities. But you don't see none of the money that they take from the community going to any of our community organizations. I know that because I talk to organizational leaders. They don't get no support from them. So what is it? What I'm just baffled. Okay, and again, I want to go back to something Claude Anderson said, that we are in a sport. Okay, economics is a sport. It's a team sport. Every other culture understands and comprehends this. You cannot be in a capitalistic society and not be a part of a team. Do you not get that? Team black is team goddamn black. It's not team everything else. Okay? And we need to get over this. This is where my frustration with my people come from. Okay? Does somebody have to spit in your face for you to know that they don't give a damn about you? No, they do not. Their behavior tells you this. And what part of this we don't get? And then when they go back home, they're having dinner, they're talking about you the same way that they learn from their white supremacist partners about you. But you still want to love everybody and turn the other cheek. No, no. Dr. Claude Anderson was a prop. He was dead on this. Bob Marley told us this through his music. So we don't have any more excuses. We just have to grow some type of backbone to stand up against these people. Okay, when they are clearly saying to you that they don't give a damn about you or anybody that look like you. And my mind keep going back to these East Indian people because the difference with, at least I'll say this about the Chinese people now, they do not, except for what I heard on that video, they do not openly like just put that energy out towards you. They do it in a passive aggressive manner. But now these black ass East Indians, okay, they walk by you and look at you like you could hear the word nigger just by the way they look at you, or just by the way they treat you. And I don't know where you get this from, because India, contrary to what people believe, is the poorest country on the globe. You ever seen it? You ever seen India? You ever seen the culture? Have you ever seen South Asiatic Indians? So what gives you the damn attitude that you can come here to America and look down on black folks? What makes you think that? Because they are on the Asian continent as well. A lot of black people may not be aware of this, but they're South Asiatic people, the East Indian people are. But their culture, and just like the Dravidians, with the Chinese, their culture came out of our culture. And this is, you just look at the motifs in their culture to know this. So you are ignorant of your own culture. Okay. We also know that the black deities in ancient China and ancient India are black deities. So there's something wrong with you mentally when you reject your own. So we know that this colorism comes the further you get away from the equator, then the phenotype changes and the skin color changes. Okay, but you still come from us. Okay, no matter where. So that means that you're ignorant because you don't know anything about genetics, apparently. Because if you did know about genetics, you would know that you're looking at the divine creator walking on earth in human form. That's what that means. Not something you have read in a book. You're looking at the divine creator and creatrix right in your face. And so that begs to wonder, if you hate us so much, then based on the law of polarity, you must be a devil, or what you call a devil, or evil at the least. Because how could you know, or either that or you're ignorant? Okay, how could you know through genetics okay, and through history, okay, from your own Smithsonian Institute of Natural History, that you're looking at the original man and woman, what does that say about you? That you're against the creator and the creator. You are. So we're not going to let you walk around here anymore hating on black folks um, who, again, support you. You're not a Caucasian. I don't give a damn what. The same thing with Asians. You're not Caucasian. So maybe you need to take some of your ignorance of history and who you are and learn more about who you are. I don't care what culture you align with. So, let's stop playing this game. And I call on black folks to stop playing this game. We are at war. Okay, you can walk around here wanting to be accepted by these people all you want. Okay, but they don't give a damn about you. You don't ever demand anything. Okay, like IceCube was saying. No, we have a blueprint. Okay, we're not just gonna accept. You every 4 years you coming around here saying what you're gonna do. No, we're looking at what has been done and what has not been done, who it's been done for and who it hasn't been done for. We have the record. So stop playing us like a fool, okay? Because we're no longer going to accept this. And this is at the root of why people have no respect for black people. This is why. And the only reason, you know, again, how can I say this? I don't have any ill will towards Christians. I don't. I grew up that way. I was indoctrinated in that. I still like gospel music because it connects to my root chakra, the soul of it. And I know the pain that comes from that music. I don't reject that music. I just understand now the soul of black people, what they were singing for. They wasn't singing for what you think. When you go back and listen to the old slave songs, okay, these people were brilliant, okay? And what they were singing and who they were singing to was the creator, okay? When you think it was that religion, but they were forced to accept that religion, and that is the reason why they acted like they were all in. Most of those slaves was against that religion. We know this. We have their narratives. You just go listen to the slave narratives. So our people need to now get some type of fortitude about how these people are treating us and say, no, 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 no. You can't be in our community. And I'm not talking about supporting no NAACP, not supporting these other civil rights organizations. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about supporting organizations that are in our community. And I know this sounds like a rant, and I intended it to be because a lot of times we are too cordial. We are too cordial to these people, okay? And they can ride by with a whole bag full of money at the end of the night and ride right the hell out of our community and wave at you and say, yeah, we got what we came for. See you next tomorrow. Just make sure you come tomorrow. So, this is what if this is continued to if it's allowed to continue, then we have major issues moving forward. I don't know how we're going to solve this unless we get these people up out of our community. Unless you're going to pay to play, like the mafia used to do, collect taxes. You couldn't go into I guarantee you couldn't go into an Italian community and do this. You'll have to be found somewhere with a rock around your head and a rope in Hudson River somewhere. No, you're not going to do that. Okay. So, um, you know, how can I say this? Again, I'm at the point where if you interpret this as me hating on Asian people, then that's just the way it's going to have to be. Um, but that was not the point today. The point was to send a message to Asian people that we have extended love to you for decades, for over 50 years. We have already extended this love to you. We don't have to prove this any longer. Now it's your time to prove something. And if you're not willing to prove that, then get the hell out of our communities. Black folks will be fine without chicken and rice or fried rice and noodles or whatever else the hell they buy. Shrimp fried rice and all of this. Black folks will be fine without that. And we can take our money, you know, even if the black folks want to continue to give it to the church to give back to you, I'd rather see it done that way than us being directly pimped. Because that's what the black church is going to do anyway. You're going to get the money back anyway. So, you know, at the end of the day, this is something that's going to have to come. This type of movement is going to have to come from black people, not Asian people. This type of movement is going to have to come from us, and then uh, we need some type of step forward by Asian Americans to tell us how they really feel, what they really want to do. Just say it, man. Like, what you talking about, Willis? Tell us something, okay? Because your behavior, again, for the hundredth time, I don't know why black folks allow people to say things and smile in their face, and their behavior tell a whole different story about how they actually feel towards us. So moving forward, what are we gonna do? Moving forward, what is our game plan? Uh, the number one thing should be is that they can call it what do they call it? Anti-Asian or anti whatever. See, the people that benefit from this is the narrative they're gonna put out. We're not anti anybody. We are pro-black. Okay, just like you're a pro your culture, we are pro-black. Now you can say all this crap about, well, you're black Americans too, really? Then why the hell do we not have access to the capital that all other Americans have? Why can't black folks get finances from a bank to set up the same restaurant that Asian people are setting up in our community? Why is that? Why can't we get financing and funding for that? If that's the case, oh well, you know, black folks they have the ability to do. Yeah, they have the ability to do it. But if you're blocking them from getting the products that they need at their beauty supply, and then blocking the damn distribution routes, then that means that you are my open enemy. That's what that means. So I don't care how much you come in our community and smile, okay, and remember people's names or faces. That ain't doing nothing for us. So I call on black people to boycott their beauty supply distribution chain. Okay, find out the one that's in your area because it's four major ones. Find out the major distribution center for all this fake hair you're wearing, all these fake nails you're wearing, and these beauty supply stores that are blocking the distribution of products in our black sister stores, especially in Oakland. Find out, why don't you find out who they are? In San Francisco too. But I know this is happening all over the country. Why don't you find out who those distribution centers are? I'm talking to black folks. And why don't you call them? See, we don't do anything proactive. We sit back and we react. There should be, like they put together task force, there should be a task force in every black community that monitors churches, that monitors businesses, and any entity that funnels dollars out of our community. It's like we don't even care. But yet we are the ones that are being destroyed economically and oppressed economically. We have to change this attitude. If you and I remember it's funny because uh, there's a East Indian guy that I knew, and he told me this. I couldn't get mad at him. I think I said this in a video a long time ago. He said, "Well," he said, "black people don't demand anything." I said, "What you mean?" He said, "Well, you just don't demand anything for your dollar. It's just like it's free." Okay, and had a he had a bakery store set up in Mondawmin Mall in Baltimore, and we used to go and get. And this was a long time ago, and we used to go in his bakery, but he would only be open on weekends. And so just one day, because I've always been curious about economic things like that, I said, "Well, why are you only open?" I said, "Can you survive like that, being open on the weekends and not open during the week when we come to try to get some donuts?" He said, "No, we don't have to work on the weekend." I said, "Really?" Now, during that time, Baltimore was 75% black, and this is in the middle of a major black community, Cherry Hill, the Mondawmin Mall, that's frequented by 90% black folks during that time. It's gentrified like every other place now, but he told me, he said, but he didn't come out and say, but he didn't have to say black folks because all of his consumers are black. He said, well, he said, we open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because when people get paid, and again, he talking about when black folks get paid, they're gonna shop at the mall and they're gonna buy a bunch of donuts on Friday. And his wife, who couldn't speak a lick of English, or something was wrong with her, she was just shaking her head and smiling. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when all the black folks come, this is how they're going to survive. They don't have to open during the week. Now think about this. This was profound, and this was 30 years ago. And even back then, I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't get angry at this man. It looked like they just came off the boat, you know, and they had to make a living. But who financed who? Well, so the way that worked was that they were able to get. I guess they had enough money to rent a place because a lot of places in the malls they're not owned by they are owned by the building or the developers that own that building. Okay, but the people that sell there and rent there, they as long as they can pay for it, they're good. And I went away astonished at this. I was like, wow, you survived, your business survived, your bakery survived, and it was there for a long time. His sons, I guess his sons and daughters eventually took it over, and they passed it down. But this is the thing that happens with all of these cultures that come here. This is what happens. Okay. So at the end of the day, we have to speak out. We can no longer allow this to go on, because the more that we don't speak out, uh, the more that these people are going to feel entitled to continue to do the things that they do, have this type of attitude towards us, and just straight out pimp us. You know, I don't know if there's another word for that, but they straight out pimping us, bro. They are straight out pimping us. And, it doesn't have to be this way. Again, it's because our people, contrary to what a lot of people think, our people are loving people. We give the benefit of the doubt to everybody. But in the economic system that we live in, that is what has been the most detrimental mistake that we have made. And I think with that, brother, I think I pretty much put out the energy that I wanted to put out surrounding this issue.
You put out some fire. Trust me. You put out
Yeah,
some
I
fire
mean,
always, but we really need to see that. I mean, I just finished telling Mr.
hmm
Scurv that we were listening to you, how I grew up with this. It's like we should know what they're all about. And we should look at
right.
ourselves and reflect within, like, what the hell? We have just as much of blame because there
Yes,
are
yes,
restaurants that we have some, we're sprinkled here and there, but we need to go at this life with a sense of urgency as though our life depended on it. We can really truly
agreed.
get together. And again, I'm split. I'm not waiting on it, but I'm going to
hmm
shine as though it's happening, and I will get with anybody who is about it. That's why
Right,
you're
right,
here. You're about it. So
right.
I'm going to serve you. If you come up tomorrow night and say, hey, man, let's do something in 5 minutes, I'm ready because
Right.
I have a sense of urgency for you because it is my duty to back you. We have so many people who are talking the talk, but they don't put the work in and they don't show it. Their hearts are tainted
Yeah.
against their own people, and the other people are tainted against us. So if you want to sit there and
Yes, they
die
are.
and drown,
Yeah.
so be it. I can't give you a pass anymore just because you happen to be black, because your very
That's right.
actions are working
That's
against
right.
us in the long run. You go to everybody
Yes.
else's store because you think their ice is colder. And if I have a store, I'm
Yes.
coming up, oh, I don't have it. Can you give me the hookup? That when we even go
Yes.
into our own stores, as long as we check them out and make sure they're not part of the secret handshake group or some group that's against us ultimately while acting like us, check out the black businesses that's in your neighborhood and make sure they're truly for us.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And after doing that,
hmm
if they charge a little more, pay it. Keep them afloat.
Yeah.
They're in your
Yeah.
neighborhood. Keep them afloat.
Yeah.
That's all. We have
Yeah.
a duty because we got to start paddling. We just can't put the boat in the river and expect it to move like a daggone, like it got a motor on it. We got to paddle this bad boy. We swimming upstream,
Absolutely.
and I'm balanced within myself because I know what the mission is. But many
Uh
people
huh. Uh
don't.
huh.
And they have this lackadaisical, all they got to do is talk the black talk for a little bit and everything's all right. And they go on
Yeah.
off to the mall and go to the Korean stores, go to the Indian. No, man, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I'm not dealing with anybody who looks like me who's about that bullshit. Excuse my French.
Exactly.
It's been too
Exactly.
long. I remember
It's
when
been a
the
long
nation,
time, brother.
right, the Nation of Islam, they have the final call. I remember when it was
Oh
Muhammad
yeah.
Speak.
The bean pies. Yeah,
Yeah.
Muhammad speaks the bean pies. We used to buy, man, I used to love, and the fish. Bruh, every day, we used to love getting that fish, man. I'm telling you. And those bean pies. You remember that fish was good as hell, bruh. That damn
No, but what
fish,
I'm saying,
that was some of the
it's
best. I
like
don't know where they got it from.
I know, man.
I
I
don't
know
know
how
where they got
well.
that
What
fish
does it say
from,
in
boy,
all
but that
world
fish was,
culture?
Yes.
culture was intact, even though we had different factions in our belief system. At the core, we all
Yeah.
who we are. We had the record shops, man, people dancing in front of it,
Oh yeah,
congregating
yeah,
around each other. You had the markets, everybody.
yeah.
I remember that. That's possible again. But they're
Yes.
screwing over our
Yes, it
minds with
is.
social media against each other and I mean, chemically, mentally, spiritually, physically. If we're strong people, but if we don't know and have no clue, how are we gonna operate to do this thing? And many of us don't want to hear it
Exactly.
because the hijack
No,
culture
they
is
don't
too.
want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
They're too caught up into this trash, man. And you know,
Exactly.
it's sometimes it's hard to speak against other people because then we got to turn right around and look at our people and say, okay, that's like, you calling the pot the kettle. You know what I mean? Because both, on the one hand, we see what they're doing to us, but our people doing the same damn thing.
Right. Right.
So it's kind of hard to call them out when they can come back and say, well, black people are doing the same thing to each other. Look how y'all treat each other, you know?
Mm. It's
And
sickening. It's sickening.
it is, bro. It's a gut wrenching feeling because,
So
I
like I
know,
said, yeah, just like I said, like Mixed John Faith said, some folks are still sitting on the fence. We should have knocked that fence down
yes,
and been on the side we got to be on. The bottom line, we're in a war and everybody's against us. And there are
yes,
some of us who will
everybody.
sell us out for material goods, for status, or for whatever it is that they desire. I abhor
And
them
we
that
have no
follow.
friends. We have no friends.
Exactly,
We have
exactly,
no friends when it
exactly.
comes to that. No.
Bottom line is, where is our allegiance? When I see somebody, meet somebody, talk to somebody, where is your allegiance at the core? You can give me the surface talk. You can look, like I said,
Right.
you have the right to put chocolate icing on feces, but you don't have the right to tell me it's cake.
Mm,
So many of us out
bingo.
here in the core, we're nothing but shit, but we got the chocolate icing on us, trying to pass ourselves off as being real to the core. And you got to watch a person for a while to see what their allegiance is all about. You understand? So
Hmm.
day in and day out, I'm
Hmm.
gonna be about it. I don't have millions to start something up. You know what I mean? But with what I have,
Yeah.
with the talent that we have, we need to bring them together and make it work. Once I turned
Yeah.
60, I just got angry that day. I felt it when I turned 50
Yeah.
because these are rounded off numbers. What I'm saying is that more and more, I'm not waiting. And I'm gonna tell you something too. Out here in the motherland, a lot of people are out here selling a dream. They're out here to
Uh huh.
capitalize. And I've talked about it
What you
before.
mean? What you mean by that? What you mean by
Well,
that? Selling
they're
a dream.
using the internet to get online, to sell you land, to sell you
Oh.
stuff,
Oh. Okay.
you off.
Okay.
See what I'm mad about? That's why y'all overheard me in the background. There's something over here. One of these mics, one of these buttons. I got to hit. I was talking to Mr. Scurv. I was very angry because on the real, I'm gonna tell you what it is. There's a lot of
Okay.
people that when I came out here, you know how I like to showcase things and go around with the camera.
Hmm.
I don't ask nobody for no money for that. That's what I've been
I
doing. I
know.
carry my stuff with me. If I run into
Yeah.
somebody, it could be somebody well known. It could be a corner store vendor. It could be somebody that's just talking something good. And I'm in the supermarket checkout line. I'll be like, yo, can you tell this to the people who follow me on YouTube and social media? That's how I live. So many
Uh
people,
huh.
when I came out here, they figured, oh, Lance is going to be so giving with his time. And I've done that to a certain point, first coming out here thinking like, okay, folks moved out here and they're all about the real thing. And I've found out that a lot of
Hmm.
these dudes are just crooks or just want to get on social media and get hits and sell you a dream and finagle you or play
Exactly.
or get the attention. So when I stopped doing
Yeah.
that, I became enemy number one as far as like, we ain't gonna call him up for no event because we're gonna push him to the side. But I'm not looking to get up with these
Uh huh.
fools and these fools anyway. So now a lot of them are hitting
Yeah.
me up on social media on the sly, trying to come at Miss Scurv because they don't know how fiery she is. Like, oh, we like to
Oh
invite
boy.
you here or invite you. Look, we come as a package. What are you doing? So anyway, she's like,
Okay. Well, they
and
want
these are people.
they want the real smoke. and fire.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna get it too. You
Boy.
see what I mean? So what it is that now they want to get at me in a roundabout way without coming to me. And I
Uh-huh.
will already
Uh-huh.
know. I'm the invisible man out here. I'm gonna keep it that way, but I'm gonna deal direct with what I get to share with the world. But I'm not looking for any allegiances with these frauds out here because they coming at me
But
now.
you do a good job with that though, brother. You do a great job with that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you,
Yeah, I
brother.
mean, I can only imagine, what you have to go through to produce these shows, but I know it ain't easy. And the thing is I can tell because I've dealt with Africans too. A lot of
And
them are twisted in the sense.
these are Americans. These are people from up. They come out here and they want to.
Oh, Americans. Oh well,
Yeah,
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 they.
yeah.
Oh
We know
yeah,
that there's
yeah,
some African-born scammers and stuff. But I'll
yeah.
say I can't put a percentage on it. But all those advertise, I'll say it's over 50%, and it's way more than that.
Wow.
It's gimmicks,
Is
man.
that
See,
wow?
and I'm just being honest and real, and I really don't care nothing about it. Who it
Yeah,
is?
exactly.
Once they saw that we have a house going up, even though it's taking us a little
Yeah,
slower than we thought. Oh, now I want to be down with that. They're going, no, stay away.
yeah.
Stay away.
Oh, that's a great congratulations to you and Mrs. Scurv. That's a great accomplishment, brother. Real
Thank
proud
you.
of you guys for doing that. And people don't understand something that when you're doing something, it ain't got nothing to do. I'm doing this for me and my
Right,
loved ones.
right,
I'm not trying to do this to prove to you anything, even though it is
right,
going to prove to you. But
right.
I don't know why people think that, okay, I'm doing this so I can elevate myself. Oh, no, this is what I deserve for what we put into it. And that's
Exactly.
different because you got a lot of people, especially American black people, that they do stuff deliberately just to try to throw a jab at other black people, not knowing that okay, you might have a mortgage, but them folks own the deed. And once I learned that in the solar business from a friend of mine who works for a title company, he said,
Yep.
Neil, he said, man, our people are so far behind with their understanding of now. My
Right.
father had an eighth grade education, right?
Mm-hmm.
He owned three houses and seven churches, and he
Right.
had the deed to all of them. And he said he used to say, and I didn't understand this when I was young. He was like, make sure you get the deed to the property if you ever invest in. He didn't talk to us very much, at least
Right.
not
Right.
to me. But when he did, he would say things like that
Right.
because a lot of them that grew up, like my father grew up on a plantation. A lot of them they knew that their property was stolen. They knew
Right.
how the government took their property and how the Klan took their property by force.
That's right.
So they knew this. But if you have the deed, and I believe I saw a movie where they were, oh, I know what movie. This was Rosewood, okay, where the black dude had the deed to a property and they were selling it. They were auctioning off his property,
Right.
okay, for peanuts. And so the point I was trying to make is that when you have like what you guys have, that's real property ownership. The banks are the ones that own the deed. Now the mortgages can help you buy material things, but you try to get equity to buy something of essential value and see what happens. See what happens. They'll tell you, oh yeah, you got this equity, you got this money in the bank, and blah blah blah. And the first thing black folks do is take that money out and buy new cars.
Oh, tell
That's
me
the
about
first
it.
thing. That's the first thing they do with the equity. They don't try to buy no acres of land and get a deed to nothing. So I don't even tell folks what I do no more
Right.
financially.
That's right.
They can believe whatever they want to believe. I don't even care.
I know that's what
I
I'm on,
learned to
man.
move in the dark.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm on. That's what I'm on right now. So
Oh
first,
yeah.
I'm shocked that things got that advanced and we're right there.
Yeah.
We're not going, I mean, I show things, the inner circle, and things will get out because they clock us like that.
Oh yeah.
But these people
Oh yeah.
are very envious. It's a competition with them, and they're not giving. They're slimy, and there's a lot of things I know, and I'm not going to deal with none of them. And they know that I've said it. I'm saying it here again. You can try to be slimy and get up in the inbox. I know who you are. I know who you associate with. And these people, a lot of them are ripping people off of thousands and thousands of dollars. I have been contacted.
I believe it, man.
Many people from America. I'm gonna tell you something else. We were talking about the little agents before. I'm gonna tell you what goes on the regular. A lot of people have contacted me that either live here from America or still live in America. They're not rich. A lot of them are middle class, lower middle class, upper lower class. I hate to classify. I'm just telling you what it is. And they have heard online of these people who selling this land, or come on out and all this, and they associate with a whole lot of other people. These people give their hard-earned money and scrape up enough money to even come out here, you know, and see the land and cry and kiss the land, and they're gonna go back home and work for 2 more years and save money and build their house and go back home and find out that the person never contacted them anymore. And this is well documented on certain social media platforms, and there's some that are going to be coming out that you never heard of before. I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it. I've been on the phone for hours with people telling me all of this stuff. But see, the thing is too, they scared. They got them scared because these people turn around and say things to them that scare them. You know what I mean? But they losing money. And there's so many
like
people.
Blackmail, like they blackmailing folks.
Well, yeah, well, they just ignore them and make it difficult and put extra layers on how you can reach them. There have been people I have promoted that have turned around. Got one lady that I know online for $16,000. Got another one, two people $39,000. So this is what I'm saying. You just be careful.
What?
These people are so convincing and they play on your emotions. See, we came out here independent and did what we did. We didn't go to place. So now they're looking like, oh, snap. They're doing it. They're doing the damn thing. And things are lean, admittedly.
Right.
Because we've been ripped off a couple times in the process of shipping and the plans, the architecture, all that stuff. But we here. A little delay, but we here.
Right.
So those prices who now they want me to come around them and put them on camera and promote. No, I'm not doing that stuff. If you got a history of that, I'm not doing it. And if I don't even know your history, I'm checking it out. That's why I don't do that stuff no more. Well, why don't you connect with this one?
Wow.
Look, I had over 100,000 followers before I even came to Motherland, and this is what I do.
Right.
I'm not trying to be just the Motherland channel. No, because I'm not trying to hustle nobody. I talk about relationships.
Right.
About the Black community worldwide, and I focus on America. But I will show you things here. I will tell you some advantages of being with the bad and the ugly, right? But see, with the hustle people, they want to keep it rosy so you can come over here and spend, and you're not getting my energy that way. I told them I don't need that. I don't need them. It's a cutthroat thing. A lot of these folks are two-faced and will send somebody today contacted me.
I know.
I need to get in contact with Miss Scurv. Where is Miss Scurv? I need to get in contact. You
what?
Don't even say good evening. Don't even say nothing. I'm like, nah. And she's like, what are they crazy? They ain't gonna come in. That's why she gonna handle
Get out of here.
These people are sneaky.
Yeah, you know, I'm learning a lot from social media too, bro. I mean, it's a lot of evil that goes on it with that.
But you know, I know how to navigate.
A lot.
I got the mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I will spiritually shank you in a second. See, people don't understand how vicious I am. They think I'm. Look, it's like when you look at Muhammad Ali. You saw a handsome face. He was moving fast. He was a killer. He wouldn't hurt nobody. Oh yeah. But in the ring, he was a killer. And see, people see me nice.
Bro, I remember when Joe was in the hospital for like a week after that fight.
Exactly. What I'm saying is the mentality. The mentality.
Yeah.
I gotta keep busy because I'm vicious. If I wasn't doing this stuff, I'm not gonna do nothing bad. What I'm saying is that I'm very intense. Look, I was talking to you all night, sending you messages, and you saw how late it was. I saw you last night. I slept a little today.
I was like, wow.
I stayed up all. I didn't get to bed till 10 o'clock. Then Sister Danita called
I
me around.
told you it's got to be in those mangoes, man. Either the mangoes or whatever Miss Scurv has got in that garden. Y'all need to ship some over here. Whatever she got in that garden, bro. I need some of that shit here
She got
now.
all kind of herbs and spices and things she
Okay,
feeds me, and
right?
you know, she gave me some seeds. She said, "Eat this." I'm like, "All right, no problem." You know what I mean? Like, but what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
I'm not backing that up. And these are people who threw me under the bus, kinda in a way, and associate with some vicious enemies of mine, like people who worked with me, and it come full
Wow.
circle. It's like that. I mean, I have to tell you the full story. I ain't gonna do it here publicly, but
Okay.
it's like
But these were people that were on your platform, or
huh? Yeah, they've been here
just
before.
these were
Yeah, all
people.
of them. Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
see, you know what? The funny thing is, when folks realized that we were here, some of these people who pushed their nose up in the air and were scamming people, and I caught on to it from America, and I said some things about it. Then they try to come and start sending me emails of their work on YouTube, but they forgot to put a
Mm.
blind carbon copy on the other people that they had the email sent to, but it was supposed to be just for me. Or he felt Brother Man fell off. He'll be back, but I'm gonna continue. So then they come now sending me. I'm like, who else did they send this thing to? And out of the 15 people, it's like people, like 10 of them who are like directly against what we're doing and shysters. I'm like, no, hell no. I don't bother with any of them. I'm old school. If you cool with an enemy of mine and you hanging with an enemy, right? You go to this enemy after I done fell out with him. Hey, you can do that if it's business or whatever. But don't think that I'm not gonna watch you too. If somebody wants to kill me, I'm not saying that's what it is. If somebody wants to kill me, if somebody wants to do some harm to me, and I see you hanging out with them, I'm gonna question you. And you know this? No. Look, if I'm with you and somebody is against you, talking bad about you, they can get out of my face. I'm loyal that way. That's the old school way I know. I don't know any other way. You know, and I'm independent. I've been doing this so long. No way. Stay, go play that game somewhere else. And that's when y'all heard me earlier behind the scenes here with one of the mics open. I still had, but it was good because at least you could. I wasn't talking about nobody, but I don't play that. I don't play those games. I do not want to be around these shysters and scammers so they can rob my credibility. I'm gonna go there and support them. No. And I'm doing my thing here, and it shows up because see, if you got to scam and lay around and sleep around and jump from this man and jump to that man, and no, do what you do. But I don't want to be bothered with you on the camera or off the camera. I keep my reputation the way it is. And if I ever make a mistake in the past, the present, or the future, I'm man enough to publicly say, listen, I was wrong on that, and I apologize. And I will do it in public. Even if it was something private, I'm gonna say, listen, I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, and here's the person right here, and I apologize. When I know you try to stab me in the back, and you think a little time can go by, and then we cool? No, and I'm not holding no grudges. I'm not thinking about you. You've taken yourself off of my mental roster of who I'm cool with, and I'm gonna get busy. None of that stuff stops me from getting my work done. I do my work. And even when I can't sleep at night, sometimes I stay up and do work. Look, I put them little short videos up. I worked on these shows, getting them up. My hands keep flying. I don't stop for nobody talking about no boo hoo hoo. I'm so hurt. No, you hurt because you missed out on the goodness of me because I know my heart. Yes, brother.
Hey,
I know
brother Lance.
battery probably ran out or whatever, but that's cool. Oh, it went back out again. Let me see. It might be something that, yeah, I'll put that back like that. But I guess we were going to wrap it down anyway. I don't know if you can hear me, brother. I see you in the program, but the screen is black. So I hang out talking a little bit more. Didn't mean to get so animated, but I'm very intense and I'm old school. I don't play that two-faced stuff. You know? I don't have to, no. Oh yeah, I know about that carpal tunnel. I keep my hands away from that mouse when I'm not doing anything on the computer, you know? So, I'm not sure if he can come back. I see him here, but the screen is black. But yeah, there's so much deception. And for me, the biggest victory is to not have to deal. Okay, brother, I see you back. Let me put this screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But no, brother Lance, more than anybody I know, brother, you deserve everything that comes your way, man. Because you put out positive energy. You uplift people. You're not what's the term I'm looking for? You're not a person, I'll put it this way, that judges people according to material status, or you see
No,
people
right.
for who they are. And I appreciate that about you, brother, because you are far and few between. Because everybody we deal with in today's world, they're coming at you at with some kind of angle, and if they can't get anything from you, they don't want to have anything to do with you.
And they can stay right there. You know what I mean? They can stay
Yeah.
right there, especially when
Yeah.
it's not sincere. If you are sincere, come straight up. Say,
Yeah.
hey, I need this. Can you help me? Whatever. But they
Right.
try to be coy. And then when they get what they want to run their mouth about you in a negative way. You're not going to,
Exactly.
that's over. It's like Fort Knox over here. If you real and I sense it and I check a person out, we good.
Yeah.
But don't come after being associated with enemies and you think because you're a new face to me that I don't know. Because when I dug deep on that message today, I saw all these entities. I'm like, hell no. The people that have done people straight up wrong. It's crazy.
They're coming out the woodworks.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing, brother. But I just wanted to say, man, keep up the great work, bro. It's something that we all need. If there was not a platform such as yours, a lot of what Black people need to be discussing and talking about would never come forth. And there are others that are putting out the same type of energy.
Yes. They're great ones out there. Yes, definitely.
Yes. Yeah, and you're great too, brother. And the thing is each one of us is a quasar, and it's very necessary because the things that you do and the people that you touch are the people who are most locked out of this evil system. So when you look at it in that sense, that your value to us goes up sky high. Because like with most Black folks, when they have something that you need, it could be a production platform or whatever it is, then
right.
You don't have access to them unless you're either paying them or you're either sniffing after them, or you're praising them. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about you, brother, that you don't have these type of qualities that we need to disassociate with Black people. We need to move beyond that, because as long as we continue to do that, we're never going to be able to get anything accomplished. Never. When we're judging each other by materialism and stuff like that.
Terrible. It's terrible. Yes, brother, but I appreciate you, and I'll always, every single day, sometimes like tomorrow early, I got to make a run out, but I'll have some work up tonight. And like I said, Positively Angela has moved her stuff over to tomorrow night.
Okay.
Eastern Standard Time. Beatrice Noel is going to come on right after this. I just texted her, so
great, powerful sister, powerful sister.
Definitely. So we're gonna move forward. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm gonna give my all because I have a legacy to leave. And anybody wants to come on in and they genuine, fine. There's a lot of presences out here, platforms out here that are doing wonderful work.
Yes.
I'm in no competition with them. I don't try to knock anybody. I don't get into that drama.
Right.
But those other people don't come at me and think I'm stupid. You know what I mean? Because it's going to elevate regardless. I don't think about them. I'm just dropping a little something to let you know what I go through. And I wouldn't go into any details and name names. It's just ridiculous, man. Cram in the barrel mentality, even out here. you know, and wanting attention and stuff. I don't need none of that. I got a lot of that when I was young. I did all kind of things when I was young. I have a lot of attention, more so than most people. My thing is putting in the work. I can handle being in front of the camera. When great men like you come on with your experience and your knowledge, it's my duty to present you. I'm not going to present something subpar, something that's not proper and is against our own people in a parasitic manner. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Good word.
Especially, I'm over here and I see it. I figure a lot of things out. So, no.
Wow. That's amazing, man. It's really amazing. Well, my brother, I got to get going.
Yes. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah,
always an honor.
Man.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Always a pleasure and an honor to hook up with you. And to the people in the chat room and to Mrs. Scurv, let's keep on rising to the top.
Always, just like the song, keep on rising to the top.
That's right.
That's right.
Brother. Peace.
Okay. Thank you so much, brother. All right. All right. Take care. Yes, everybody, I'm going to end the show right now and play a song or two, get Beatrice ready, and give it like maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes. We're going to come right back on. She's going to be on, and we're going to go into the night, and I'll see how I feel, because now that we move Positively Angela over, I might go live after Beatrice. There's two different types of things I want to speak about. I might record something, or I might just come on live to continue the AI discussion. Well, things hit me after I spoke about it last night in that little short recording and a short rooftop. And I want to go, and it may make me look crazy, but I see it for what it is, and I see what's coming. And that's how we have to share the information that comes to our heart. And like I said, let's just keep on moving. I love those who are here with me in the chat room, and the ones who support, and the moderators, and oh man, wonderful thing. And so we're gonna keep on going up. And I'm dropping some serious life force to elevate this to benefit people long after I'm gone. And that's the whole thing, to leave a mark in this world in a righteous way, so we can continue to get better. Because like I said, there's a lot of people out here who are not about it. So anyway, let me play a little song, and we're gonna move on. And I'm already have the show set up with Beatrice. Just want to call and have her come on in. So take a little break. If you want to come on and listen to what she has to say, we're gonna be right here within about 10 minutes or so. All right. Much love to you all. I will see you in a few minutes. Peace. Much love.
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop stop thinking about you. You got me feeling some type of way. You make me wanna stay in all day. You're the reason I can't get out my head. I just can't stop thinking about you. 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 I just can't stop thinking about you.
Hey, this is Oscar the Lawyer. You're listening to the LANCESCURV Show.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside.